Good morning, it's Wisdom Wednesdays. I am Ariana Newcomer back here in California on the West Coast after my trip to Massachusetts to be with my family. My topic today for you is, are you feeling the shift? There's been a lot of discussion on the Biofield Tuners group. I've just begun training in that modality, and people are really experiencing excuse me, morning allergies. People are really experiencing this sense of being present but not present. People are reporting that their clients are having glimpses into other dimensions during sessions, and their tuning sessions are seeming to be especially powerful. And Eileen McCusick, who is the founder of the method, has talked about also experiencing that too, and being at a conference where she was presenting and other people were talking about this as well. I have been feeling like this for several months, and it's a little bit hard to articulate, but it's a kind of sense of being in and out of phase with current reality. Sometimes I'll be just immersed in my regular life in the day and everything feels fine. And then at other times there will be this kind of like a separation between what I am physically in and then where my perception, where my inner sight is. And they don't necessarily match. So a lot of people are talking about how this is potentially the shift that we've been working for. The big shift, the great turning is happening. And so that is actually creating this kind of dissonance. There's a cognitive dissonance, there's an energetic dissonance that's happening for us. So what if it is the big shift? What if that is what is going on? And wouldn't that be fabulous? So I'd love to hear what you all are experiencing in these times. Are you experiencing any of these kinds of sensations? Other things that have been happening to me is that I have been seeing things in very different ways. And I really believe that I got to see some beings from perhaps another dimension or beings from the subtle realms that we normally don't see. So my own seeing has been expanded. And I know this is partly the result of the coherence practices that I have been doing for myself. And I will be teaching those. But also it's this just being able to continue to expand our perceptions, to be able to allow and accept that there are ways of seeing and ways of experiencing that are outside our norms, the things that we have been taught, that are actually available to us. And what I saw was these sort of light beings. And at first I was sitting on my deck, and I have this beautiful view out into the forest and down to the ocean. And I saw these sparkling lights. And I thought at first I was seeing spider webs. I had been reading the stuff about how spiders fly and their webs can actually help them take to the air and fly. So I thought, oh, I might be seeing spiders flying. But as I kept watching, it was not. It definitely wasn't. But there was that iridescence that you sometimes see in a spider web when it's lit by the sun. But there were these two beings, I came to understand that they were, and they had these lights that would go on them. And sometimes they would merge and seem to be like a cylinder, and other times they were apart and they were darting around. And I thought at one point they could be dragonflies, but they weren't. And I watched them for probably an hour. And it was really an extraordinary experience. It wasn't scary. So they ended up going into this sacred acacia grove and flying in and out of the trees there. And so I had been feeling the call to take my tuning forks and go and tune in the acacia grove. And so I did. And this is one of them. And after I tuned the acacia grove, I didn't see those beings anymore. But it was really an extraordinary experience, and it was outside of normal reality. So perhaps they were fairies, or perhaps they were visitors from some other realm. But it was really wonderful and delightful, and to me, an indication of this shift that's occurring. I am doing tunings now, and being a new tuner, I am giving special price for a time. You can have a distance session. If you are in my area, in the Santa Cruz, Los Gatos area of California, you can come and have sessions in person in my beautiful healing room. And having these tunings to help really create coherence in your energy field and to clear any blocks, remove and clear places where energy has been stuck out in the field and bring it back in so that it can be used by the body for whatever it needs it for the body, mind, and spirit, for whatever it needs it for. In a lot of the tunings I have been doing recently, there have been ancestral clearings and healings. And it is really a time in which we can help clear things, not just for ourselves, but for our ancestors. There's research now that shows that we can actually carry trauma down in our DNA from our ancestors. And so that's some of what I have been clearing for clients are these ancestral DNA issues. So a tuning session can be incredibly powerful. It will work with whatever you are needing at the time. And as I said, we can do these by distance and we can do them in person. And so the special price is just $50 an hour. Sometimes the sessions go an hour and a half. So if you are interested in that, just message me or put a comment below. These can be really, really powerful sessions, especially if you are feeling these kinds of shifts in and out of phase. Creating greater coherence is one of the best things that we can do for ourselves at this time. And the tuning forks, are a perfect way to do this because it's coherent harmonic sound. So we bring coherence into our energy field, which is vibration, and the sound is vibration. And we can create harmony also. And so I really encourage you, if you're curious, try it out. The results can be quite extraordinary, and creating more coherence for ourselves in these times is one of the best things that we can do for ourselves. So let me know, are you experiencing this kind of shifting in and out of current reality, feeling out of phase, feeling maybe present but not present, seeing into other dimensions, having other kinds of seeings? Let me know. I would really like to hear. And do let me know if you'd like to have a tuning. I would be delighted to work with you.